here's who I saw over the last 3 months. Here's what I'm missing.
No,
it's
not
much more
at all.
tactical in
Yes.
that sense. And we've seen some examples of daily plans where you color coded what kind of lenses you're going to
Correct.
need. And
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if there is a state that could help do that for you, that could be valuable.
Correct.
That's great.
Correct.
Okay, that's helpful to understand. By the way, as we're looking at this, these are all just dummy images. So you may see a left eye showing up under OD or something. That's don't be thrown by that. I think what the software is trying to do, which we have ways that I think we can make a little bit better, is they have these states of being able to look at planned surgeries or completed surgeries, measurements sensible enough, but within that being able to run these filters that I think could effectively filter the patient list.
Okay.
But there could be a way to do that without having to be bombarded with all these images and planned states, and still give you that kind of, for this week's surgery is Monday, Monday, Wednesday, here's what you're going to see on Monday, here's what you're going to see on Wednesday.
That would be good.
And so forth. So when we're in, let's say we have a given patient, let's say Victor Swan, and we have, left eye and right eye plan. By the way, would you ever do, you would never do both eye surgeries on the same day, is that right? Or would you?
I have done it twice in my career of 20 years. Rarity. It's just not accepted yet here. Patients are asking for it, but we keep saying no.
Okay. Is it a matter of just it not being? Is that something you would entertain doing?
I'm going to push off as long as I possibly can. I have a real problem with it. I mean, my biggest problem right now, which patients never seem to. I don't really go into it, but I mean, somebody who tries to be very careful in what they do in the operating room. I mean, I get some eyes that are like close to 20/20 day one, but that's not my majority of patients. Sure. It's a minority. It's like 10-20%. Most have swelling of their cornea, uncomfortable eye, so their vision's 20/40, 20/60, 20/100 day. So if that happens in both eyes,
that's an issue.
There's dysfunctional. So that part really concerns me.
Right.
And patients just never, because they just assume they're going to have perfect vision immediately after the procedure. And so that's one concern of mine. And then some of the issues are some of the complications that can arise. I mean, we've unfortunately had a couple of outbreaks of infection, and now
you don't want to take a chance.
And so if you can at least delay surgery by a couple of weeks, hopefully a person who gets an infection won't get it in both eyes.
Right.
If it's a system flaw, right? There's the autoclave is breaking down and we're not aware of it, or something like that.
You don't know until after the
fact. Right.
So those are kind of clinical reasons for patient safety and health, and just viability. That it's
correct.
Good to space out. Is there also consideration of looking at the outcome data, having a little bit of time to see that outcome data, and maybe changing any factors potentially?
I've thought about it. Unfortunately, nowadays, most of us are moving towards getting the eyes closer together, so it's hard to really get much information out of it if you don't delay their surgeries by quite a bit. So I used to wait 4 to 6 weeks, and I would use the first outcome to help influence my decision making for the second eye. But patients now just really want them close as possible, so I'm doing them 2 to 3 weeks apart.
Okay,
so it's fairly rare for me to be able to get any kind of information for it.
Would you say then that it is a small minority of cases where that information might have come up anyway that would change the factors?
I believe so. I think the calculation methodologies have improved so much that...
And you use Barrett primarily?
Barrett and radial basis function are the two formulas that I use, but I mean, Barrett's phenomenal. I think the other reason I don't tend to do planning for both eyes is just sort of a safety check. If I don't put in the plan, then it doesn't pop up in the OR for me to pick the wrong eye. I mean, although if it is a registration, hopefully it won't register. Right? In fact, that actually happened to me about 3 weeks ago.
Where it did register?
No, I pulled up the wrong patient, and I didn't even catch it. And I'm in the OR, and it was like, it's not registering, it's not registering. So forget it, I don't need it for this particular case. And then I went back at the end, and it was like, it was James, and it was like LaQuanda or something. I was like, oh my God, how did I totally miss that? I mean,
I know, but it's not. I mean, that absolutely can happen. I mean, there's so much data and so many things, and the number of cases.
And so I'm just really concerned because if you're going to have the same patient record number, and the only thing that distinguishes is left versus right. Well, it's a whole lot easier if I have only right in the system and not left in the system. So
until there becomes that system check, so we know in diagnostic measurement, the next version of the Argos is going to have auto detect of left eye, right eye. So if a technician says they're measuring the right eye, the device will say, no, this is not the right eye. So in theory, there could be checks.
Fantastic, yeah.
But, okay. Okay, so let me take